Welcome to Alignment Modality webinar. So this is just a video just at the beginning. So this is, like I said, and I explain through the slide presentation what this is really about. This is a journey of self-discovery. This is a channeled modality. It takes roughly between 12 to 18 months to complete. You have 3 to 4, maybe 5 months between each module, allows for integration. So this is about self-discovery. This is about breaking free of the human conditioning. This is the way this has been taught, and it's been channeled to me from spirit, is the way we used to do it in our light cycles back in the ancient temple days. This process is about removing everything that we cannot see, self-discovery, and it's about being still. It's about showing you that everything is within you and you do not have to go anywhere. You can do everything from your home. You can do everything from your own consciousness. The slides explain it all. I go into the modalities, but really what I want you to understand is that this is a modality. It's insured in 35 countries. It's patented. It's been recognized by the Institute of Complementary Therapists, International Institute of Complementary Therapists. And so they hold a high regard for energy work and these types of courses. And so that gives you the credibility and the understanding that, you know, this is a course that Spirit have been very, very clear that they want human beings to go through, because the tumultuous shifts that are going on in our subconscious and on the planet at the moment, we need that support, but we also need the understanding. So we really remove misinformation. We bring you into an empowered state by removing the misinformation. And we take all of the new age hype about, we bring out universal laws in. You can connect with spirit, you can have your own experience. It's fantastic. We do activations, I give you sets of symbols. We do a lot of psychic intuitive development. You get one-on-one work with your partner. And it's a beautiful process of self-discovery, but letting go. Because the beautiful thing is when you work with spirit live in the room, and they will be in the room with you, you don't have to connect with them and there's nothing to fear, but they will help you because they will be working with your soul. And what you'll find is it's not so much about learning through the mind, it's about letting go of the mind and the conditioning, because you're already powerful, you're already ascended, you're a multidimensional being. So this is about awakening your soul around you consciously. And the spiritual warrior stands still and draws everything to them. The great thing about this workshop is every person on the workshop you've had another life with. And each group is unique, and you will have your own set of stuff. So we do group healing for those conditions that are unresolved. That is very, very powerful. That can heal lots of lifetimes all in one moment. You will get a lot of healing, personal healing on the process through the whole journey. Spirit are really going to come in and make sure that you feel supported and in an alignment with your higher true self. And I've seen amazing transformations. If you're ready and the intention is there, things can change overnight for you. You know, that's be work, relationships, money, everything can come in if it's in alignment with your soul contract. So it's really about bringing you on that soul contract. And you understand that when you're on the soul contract, you don't need to manifest so much. You can manifest for day-to-day things, absolutely. But when you're in alignment with your soul contract, it's all about trust. It's all about trust. And your soul is just going to provide it for you. Because the soul and the non-physical reality doesn't understand the word scarcity. The universe is infinitely abundant. This is a human condition issue. So we're going to teach you the magnetics of why you've created the issues in your life in the first place. And when you understand that truth, you will never judge or criticize yourself or another human again, because you will understand that you have created everything and you have the power to change it all around you. This physical universe is an illusion. And so you have the ability to shape it through energy. We introduce a lot of the science to give you the science background of it. So we work with Einstein's teachings, Dr. Bruce Lipton and Dr. Emoto. And these three have brought the science and the spirituality together. And there can be no denial of this truth. It cannot be debunked any longer. And so you will feel the process. It is a beautiful journey. And like I said, I'm trained in loads of modalities. Spirit said, strip all that back, teach this. And all I use is universal laws now. And obviously the development of psychic intuitive abilities. That's what's great, because as soon as a healer really can't take your pain away, they can bring your awareness to it. Because as soon as your awareness is put upon it, it can start oscillation and transformation. The reason why we have illness and disease is because we have unilateral hold on our cells and misinformed information that is holding us in a place of paralysis. So we talk about oscillation. Everything in the universe swings in oscillation. So we will teach you how that frequency works. We call it OPR, oscillation, polarity, resonance. And there's lots of things. And even the symbols alone, they are very, very powerful. And you can use them for all kinds of things. A bit like the Reiki symbols, but they're a next level up. They're very powerful and they work. And it's the frequency behind the symbol, and it's the collective consciousness behind the symbol. And you will find resonance with that as well. And really, it's a self-discovery. And you can be a practitioner if you want to at the end. You can attach it to your own modality. If you're doing Reiki, it's fantastic to go with Reiki. If you're doing theta healing, cranial sacral therapy, massage, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You can attach it, or it can stand alone on its own. All right, so watch the rest of the video. It goes into the video slides now. Enjoy the process. If you have any questions, just reach out and feel this. Feel it. Don't make a decision in your heart. Feel the process. Feel the drawing to this work, and you will have an amazing time. And if your intention is to heal yourself and transform, you will, because the intention creates everything. It's the manifestation of every outcome. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening, and I will see you on the slides right now. So I've introduced myself at the beginning of the video. My partner Larissa Theodora also comes on to explain the astrology side of this. Okay, obviously I'm going to try and keep this as short as I can because I know people's schedules are very busy, and also getting people to come live on webinars, especially over the 25 years I've been doing this. Generally only, not everyone turns up because of scheduling or they forget. So I've decided to do a recorded one. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me via email. But all the information is on the website as well, including other videos. So I'm going to start now. So this is an approved course, internationally recognized and assured in over 30 countries. So it's basically recognized by the IICT, and this basically holds congruency with energy work and energy healing. Okay, and they have the ability to ensure it around the world. If you become a full practitioner, there's lots of benefits of joining them, including discounted insurance. So your journey through the modules. So the first module is really about the conscious mind, emotional transformation. So it's about taking you into a place where you can start to resonate with who you are unconsciously. It's a place where you come to find yourself outside of yourself. So really what we do is we start to uncondition the human ego. So it's the ego that makes us believe we are fat, we're no good, we can't achieve, and all the labeling. So all of this conditioning that has held us back from evolving and opening ourselves up, we start to bring that esoteric information. So we start to talk about the universal laws. And we also introduce the science part of this, because science and spirituality were never meant to be split. So what we do is we bring in some of the teachings of Einstein, Dr. Bruce Lipton, and Dr. Emoto. And a little bit of the quantum physics I explain about how observation works, and it's the same for emotional energy. So this is rooted in the truth of science and spirituality. So we want to take all the new age hype out of this work. This is a channeled modality from spirit. They've designed it this way because each module leads to the next, and it gives you time for transformation between each one. We can't go into module 3 straight away because of the conditioning. We have to uncondition the human self, the belief systems, the shadow components. And when we talk about shadow components, there's 2 parts. There's the shadow of all the denied repressed trauma, so our anger, our fear, our abuse, our sadness, etc. And then the shadow components that have been put through our DNA over centuries. And we'll explain all of that in detail, and you get a manual for each module, including essences, which are there to trigger the most denied, repressed energy within you. It's all very safe. You come into a cocoon of love and light, and you will embrace your non-physical self. So we really get you to talk to your soul and re-educate yourself in that ability to trust and be in the present moment. So module 2 is the shadow component. This is where we start to go into the subconscious mind. So the subconscious mind is all the denied, repressed trauma from our parallel lifetimes and past lives. And when we speak of past lives, this is the person that's now listening to this recording, you as the individual, because you are just one aspect of your multi-dimensional self. So when you passed over in the last life, whatever you didn't resolve, you picked up in this life. So it's a continual cycle until we evolve and transform that conditioning or those lessons or whatever it is our soul has destined for us in this lifetime. So the shadow components, we go into all kinds of cellular misinformation, religious programming, heavy metal energies that have held us, radioactivity. We go into the brain. There's a frequency in the brain that causes us to capitulate unconsciously. Stops us from accessing stellar information, so we start to work with that. That actually sits around the reptilian brainstem. We start to merge the left and right hemispheres of the brain, because when they did the autopsy on Einstein, his brain was one, there was not two hemispheres, and we are coming back into that. So it means that we are holding polarity in alignment. When it's in alignment, we don't have these primordial concepts of light and dark being separate from themselves. This is actually what causes us to stay misinformed, further enhancing our disorders and disease, and our lack of happiness and our will to drive ourselves forward. So there's a lot to it, and I want to keep it short for this webinar, for obvious reasons, like I said before, your schedules. So that's basically number 2. So we on each module, you will develop yourself psychically, intuitively. There's group work, and that's a fantastic experience, and you will be surprised the abilities that you have. Now, if you're on the workshop, you've had a past life or another life with everyone on that workshop. So each group is very unique, and it brings its own set of traumas to release, but it's all done in a way where everyone is congruent with each other, happy and safe. So going on to module 3, this is the merging of your human consciousness with your higher self, or God self, we say. We get away from that terminology of God, because we are God. As soon as you worship something outside of yourself, you disempower your energies. So we teach you all of that. And this is really about a merging of non-physical realities with you. Now, again, through every module, there's activations, practice, intuitive psychic development. Okay, so going into module 4, this is when you start to access an even higher state of consciousness. Again, including activations, and we start to teach you how to channel through auto writing. Okay, by module 4, you're going to be in a very different place anyway, because your skills are going to open up. People have had huge life transformations just going through the modules, because when you're aligned with your soul, the soul will remove everything from your life that is not in alignment. However, it's going to bring you a much healthier, happier life, because if you are living in a conditioned state, you are unhappy. Okay, many people are unhappy deep down. We're all exhausted too. So this is really about lightening the load and getting rid of energetic attachments. We will clear your house for you. We will clear energies around you. This will all happen. We work on the ancestral energies as well, which are holding you back. We go into parallel past lifetimes, obviously, and you will all get personal messages and healing through all of the modules. This is very heavy set on healing, transformation, and awakening you to your empowered self, your higher self, your soul self. And we will teach you the esoteric arrangement around that and how to access it. And you will have a lot of skills that are going to be brought and awakened within you. Okay, so really you're not learning anything new, you're just remembering. We are removing the conditioned states so that you remember who you really are. And that is a powerful light being. If you weren't a powerful light being, you couldn't even exist here on Earth. Okay, and we will teach you about the magnetics of this planet. And when you understand the magnetics, and this is what Einstein was getting into at the end, and he was talking about the magnetics and how everything is a reflection here. So when you understand that truth, you will never judge or criticize another human being ever again, because you will realize that the worst person in your life is your greatest teacher, because they are mirroring the most denied aspects of your consciousness. And it's very, very empowering when you know the truth, and you'll be amazed how much stuff lets go. And people lose weight, they look younger, their jobs change overnight, relationships change, everything can happen in the most abundant ways. An holistic, abundant frequency that will move through you and start rearranging your physical life for you. This is all done while you just take a seat back and just enjoy the process. Obviously, that is subjective, but everyone has a transformation, okay? So level 5 is really the master practitioner psychic development. We will get into that later, but that's if you really want to become a therapist. And I'll explain that as we go along. So that's really about how I teach you then to be a practitioner of the alignment modality. Now, the alignment modality at the end of module 4, you can do basically healing on anyone. Absolutely. And so you will have those skills, and this can attach to anything that you already do if you're in this field, or you can just use it on family, friends, plants, animals, and obviously on your own self. If you're just, having a different type of job outside of the energy field. Okay. Alignment, modality, intention. Obviously, we're going to help you find your power. Once you find it, you're going to start to feel passion again. And then obviously your purpose will fall in front of you, because the soul will clear everything and make you abundantly clear why you are here on this planet. Okay. Primary goals is to awaken the soul body in your human self. So this is not about ascension. You're already ascended. You are a multi-dimensional being. So you need to get out of this new age hype of fifth dimension, I'm ascending, and all of that, because actually that takes you away from being present in the moment. Most human beings are trying to get off the planet, and what they're not being is human. And Spirit have been very, very clear. People just need to be human. It's okay to be here, to explore and be everything. So if you want to eat certain foods, do certain things, that's okay. Everything in moderation. However, if your body and your mind, your body and your soul says no, then you need to listen to that. But ultimately, it's about being human. And what we're going to do is awaken the soul consciously whilst you walk in a human body. That is very, very empowering, because the spiritual warrior stands still and draws everything to them. We're going to be introducing the divine feminine energy back into your cells, into your body, which allows you to have an omnipresent awareness, to feel unconditional love. It brings the vastness, it brings the intuition, and it brings the healing that the masculine energy within you, and it doesn't matter if you're male and female, has been dying to receive, because we need that love, we need that support again. The 3 fundamental laws for universal healing: imagination, acknowledgement, and observation. When you place these into your day-to-day, into how you feel, into your emotions, when you're working with another client or another person, whether it's an animal or flower, it doesn't matter. When you utilize these universal laws, emotional energy will transform itself naturally, and then that will release belief systems, because you cannot have a belief system unless you have an emotion. Emotion is created when you create a belief system to an experience or a trauma. Feelings are universal language. They are the truth. You can always trust your feelings, and that's the one thing you can always trust, is your own feelings. So we will help you trust the process of feeling and listening, because a lot of people will have experiences and they'll go, that was amazing, I really felt that, and a day, 2, 3 days later, the mind has come in with the conditioning and it's debunking what they experienced, and they say, oh, actually maybe it didn't happen, because they don't trust, because the mind is scared of losing its control. This is very, very powerful when you can understand the difference between feeling and emotions. Okay, so we teach you all of that as well. Areas of growth. So as you can see, the directive M1, Module 2, Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, Module 4. So as you go through that, and I'm not going to explain that, you can read that yourself. But the divine current is what we're talking about. This is about cellular information. This is about algorithms. So we're going to be connecting you with an algorithm that comes down through your whole body. Module 1, it feels explosive. It starts to move everything. You start to remember in Module 2 your higher self, your consciousness. Module 3, you're very tactile with divine current. You trust it, you can feel it, and people start to see energy around them peripherally. And then obviously Module 4 is experienced. And that is quite a unique experience when people come into that space. Okay. Obviously, the non-physical, you'll start to get impressions through the whole place. The shadow is very interesting because obviously you start to acknowledge, then we activate it in module 2. Module 3, you come into alignment with it. And module 4, you understand that duality is not divided, that the light and the dark always feed each other. And it's all part of this 3D experience. Because if we didn't have the shadow energy, we would never learn. This experience would be redundant. And so we get you to understand the magnetics, as I was saying before, that if you are pulled into someone's story, if you read the news or watch the news and you get fear because of something that comes on, or anger, it's not the story on the news. That fear and anger is yours. Okay, so everything in the universe on this planet is mirroring back to you what you need to work on in yourself every day. There's about 2,000 signals every day, but we're not trained to see them. So we will start to awaken that in you as well. Okay. I've got lots of Einstein stuff through the modules and especially through the book. And we really embrace his teachings of how to, because imagination is our most powerful tool. It is the doorway into the subconscious. And that's how he downloaded and accessed all of his abilities and answers to his equations, etc. Okay. So as I said, I'm a channel, writer, healer, spiritual coach and mentor. And Larissa's a structural engineer by trade, and she does finance as well now. She does astrology and flower essences. So this is timeline. So module, look, I'm putting this on there now because this is obviously for I'm sending this this webinar out in the next day or two. Module 1 may get moved to February. Okay, I'm just waiting to hear on a few things, but don't so much worry about the timeline and the dates there. What that really means is that you need at least 3 to 4, sometimes 5 months between each module. Okay, and you can pay for each module as you go, or you can pay it in a whole. It doesn't really matter. But like I said, it gives you that integration period. All right, so it just gives you a rough idea. So don't worry about the timeline on this slide so much. Just realize that, there will be a minimum of 3 months between each module. Generally, it's around 4.5, between 3 and 4.5. Okay. So areas of focus, like I said, module 1, activations, you get a whole set of symbols, which is fantastic. They're all channeled through. We give you sets of symbols on each module. They are very, very powerful, and they will help you with your work. A little bit like Reiki, but on a very different sphere than Reiki symbols. They're a lot more powerful, and they will assist you in all of your work. So module 2, obviously we go shadow components, a second set of symbols, more work, subconscious. And I sort of explained a little bit of that, in the beginning. And then we connect to spirit, module 3. This is when we start to work with algorithms. We start to work with the cells. We start to clear a lot of the trauma that we carry unconsciously. So this is what this resequencing is all about. And then we start to work with the pineal and hypothalamus. Now the hypothalamus is the physical suitcase of the soul and all our denied, repressed trauma. Module 4, we go into the reptilian brain. We start to activate parts of the brain, neural pathways, advanced activation, teaching you to channel, and also those interdimensional, including shadow lives. So it's really, it's a fantastic process of finding yourself and really exploring the depths of your unconscious. And take time to feel into this, because this should be something that you feel, this workshop, because it's a calling from the soul. It's nothing to do with your mind. Your mind has brought you to it because, yes, okay, I may be interested in developing myself. And that's what the mind is there for, is to bring you into action. But this feeling needs to come from within. So really tune in. And like I said, if you've got any questions, reach out via email or give me a call, and I'll be happy to speak with you. So module 1 will be either in November, and I will be confirming that very soon. If not, it will move to February. So thank you very much, guys, for listening. I will hope to see you all very soon. Thank you.